Welcome back to A World Gone Mad, the only place where you don't need night vision goggles to see the insanity. It's right there, lit up in neon like a casino sign that reads, Abandon hope, democracy ends here. Sounds like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World, doesn't it? Every headline is another brick through the windshield. Every breaking news alert is just the same gang of grifters breaking America into smaller and smaller pieces. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf, and it's a WTF Wednesday. The day I don't tiptoe, I don't whisper, I don't pretend. I slam the mic down and call it what it is. A circus of cowards, liars, and self-appointed patriots who love this country the same way an arsonist loves a matchbook. I've got several juicy and important stories to tear apart for you today. And yes, I've heard from a few of you, the listeners, about other episodes who say, Jeff, I already heard these on the news. Sure you did. The difference is you didn't hear it like this. I don't do the mainstream media paint job. I strip it down, show you what's underneath the hood. No spin, no corporate polish, no talking point fluff. Just the truth and the rot hiding beneath the surface. So here we go. WTF Wednesday. What the fuck are they doing to us now? All right, let me set the scene, okay? Donald Trump puts out an AI-generated deep fake video that shows Chuck Schumer with a fake voice, saying Democrats need new voters because even black people and Latinos hate them, while Hakeem Jeffries is mocked with a cartoon sombrero and mustache as mariachi music plays in the background of the video. And I know some of you have already seen this video posted by Trump. You've probably already heard about it. You know exactly the sludge I am talking about. The rest of the listeners who haven't seen this yet, don't bother. It's a waste of time. Please trust me. But I need to stop and take it apart because this is not just a bad ad. This is not just politics as usual. This is the kind of racist garbage that should never even get within 10 miles of power. This is Trump, a man who holds the highest office in the land, turning his fire hose of hate on Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries with a wink and a smirk that says, yeah, I did it again, and you can't stop me. This is so beneath what a president should be. It's not leadership. It is not policy. It's not even a cheap joke. It is a sewer pipe of bigotry aimed at poisoning the country. Now, here's the real shame of this. Has anyone actually stood up to Trump about this racist, bigoted video? Where is the outrage? Where is the wall of enough from Republicans who claim they care about values? Hakeem Jeffries spoke out. Chuck Schumer spoke out. I read that one Republican told Mike Johnson to denounce this video for what it is, blatant racism. And yet, silence. The party of Lincoln is now the party of crickets. And you know why? Because they are terrified of Donald. They know that if they even whisper against him, the MAGA mob turns on them like piranhas in a bathtub. So instead, they swallow their spines and let the president torch the dignity of the office every single day. Think about how far we've fallen, okay? I once expected presidents to be statesmen, to be steady, to rise above the worst impulses of the crowd. And now, we've got a guy cranking out racist videos like he is auditioning for late night at the Klan rally. And the so-called adults in the room shrug and say nothing. That silence, that cowardice is what makes this even more dangerous. Because when a bully spews racism and nobody calls it out, it normalizes the hate. It tells every closet bigot in America, don't worry, the coast is clear. Go ahead, let it rip. So let me call it what it is. It is not tough talk. It is not populism. It is not a gaffe. It is racism. It is bigotry. It is beneath the presidency, beneath the office, beneath the dignity of a country that claims to stand for liberty and justice for all. And if Republican leaders cannot say this out loud, if they cannot, look this garbage in the eye and call it out, then they are not fit to lead. They are barely fit to stand in the room. So yes, this is where we are at. A racist video from the president. A silence from a party that once claimed the high moral ground. And a choice for the rest of us to either shrug it off like another headline or stand up and say no. Not in our name, not in our country, not ever again. Trump is busy churning out racist AI cartoons like a teenager who just discovered ChatGPT. And meanwhile, Washington is once again playing its favorite game of, let us light the country on fire and see who gets blamed for the smoke. Yes, it is government shutdown time, because apparently that is what passes for leadership in America. Think about it. We all pay taxes. We all show up like suckers. And what do we get? Sorry, the government is closed. Come back never. Imagine walking into a restaurant, ordering dinner, and the waiter says to you, the kitchen staff quit because the manager will not stop punching the dishwasher, but go ahead and leave your tip anyway. This is what this is. It is comedy if it was not our lives on the menu. And of course, the MAGA blame machine kicks in. It is the Democrats' fault. Of course it is. Just like the arsonist blaming the fire department for not handing him more gasoline. They burn the place down, then scream about the smell of smoke. It is the same rerun, the same tired script. And the worst part is, it works. Because no one in Congress wants to admit the obvious. The government is broken. Completely broken. It's like a vending machine that takes your dollar, eats it, and then launches a rat out the slot instead of a bag of chips. And this is not even new. Remember 2018 into 2019, when the last big shutdown dragged on for 35 straight days? The longest shutdown in American history. And who caused it? Donnie boy, Donald Trump. He threw the country into chaos because he wanted billions for his border wall and refused to back down. Over a month of workers left hanging, families skipping paychecks, airports grinding down. And here we are, doing the exact same idiotic dance all over again. Meanwhile, real people get wrecked. Federal workers sit at home unpaid. Parks get chained up. Families do not get checks. And the TSA is still stuck on the job, screening passengers while wondering if they should pay rent or sell plasma. And these are the people keeping planes in the sky. Perfect! Just what you want at 30,000 feet. A guy directing air traffic while debating if canned beans counts as dinner for his children. And the speculation game begins. Will the shutdown be a week? A month? 35 days again? Or maybe we just keep it closed until the Smithsonian gets reclassified as a dollar store. Because nothing screams world superpower like a government that shuts down more often than your drunk uncle's Windows 95 computer. And the politicians? They will keep cashing their checks while telling us this is tough negotiating. Negotiating? No. Negotiating is splitting the last slice of pizza. This is taking the whole damn pizza, smashing it against the wall, then blaming you for being hungry. So yes, here we are again. Another shutdown. Another circus. Another reminder that America is being run like a reality show where the prize is nothing. And the contestants are already millionaires. But here's this one sliver of good news. People are noticing. The outrage is building. The patience is gone. And maybe, just maybe, the part of the public still clapping for this clown show will finally get sick enough to stop and throw the ringmasters out of the tent. The futility is the joke. The tragedy is that the punchline is on us. But the hope, however small, is that we might not keep laughing along with it forever. Trump and Hegseth went after the military. Yes, they had the nerve to lecture people who train, sweat, risk life and limb, because apparently they think the biggest threat is someone not doing 20 push-ups. Trump said, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank, there goes your future. Saying this to high military command. That is a loyalty test straight out of a dictatorship's playbook. Hegseth piled on. He said, we will return to the highest male standard. And if that means no woman or women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it. He mocked fat generals, sneered at diversity efforts in the ranks. These comments from Trump and Hegseth are bad. But this one is my favorite one. Here we go. I'm laughing. Hegseth even told drill sergeants it was fine to put their hands on recruits and use tried and true methods to whip them into shape. Seriously? Think about that. Open approval of physical force as military training policy. That's like saying waterboarding is effective during interrogation of a prisoner. And Trump nodded right along, telling the room of high-ranking military personnel, we will not be politically correct when it comes to defending American freedom. Then Trump topped it off by suggesting America's dangerous cities could be used as training grounds for soldiers. You have to hear this in plain English. Trump and Hegseth are saying to service members who are women and to troops from minority backgrounds, your service does not matter here. If you do not look the way they want, if you do not fit their mold, if you do not salute their politics, your career is over. Bow to us or be pushed out. You are my army. Shut the fuck up or you're out. That is third world dictator talk. That is not setting standards. That is purging the ranks. That is reshaping the military into an army of loyalists. And the hypocrisy drips from every word. These are men who sit behind desks, eat steak dinners, play golf, and ride private jets that they call soldiers unfit, while pushing out women and mocking commanders as fat. And let's not forget the man delivering this message, Donald, the delusional one. He's a guy who could not pass a basic military fitness test if his life depended on it. A man who breaks a sweat walking from the golf cart to the putting green is telling warriors how to measure up. Let me be clear. The message to women in uniform is, you do not belong here. The message to men still in the ranks is live up to the highest male standard or get the hell out. It is an attempt to push women to the sideline, turn service into a loyalty and body type test, dreamed up by politicians who could not survive a single day in uniform, let alone basic training. And the military, they were not silent. Veterans groups and former commanders called it an insult. Some said it was a slap in the face to every woman who ever served. a disgrace for those who gave their lives, and a dangerous move towards a politicized military. Even within the ranks, you could feel the anger, the disbelief that the man sitting in the Oval Office would dare treat the armed forces like props in a loyalty parade. And mark my word, listeners, history will punish bullies, not with silence, not with resignation, but with ridicule and truth. And this is fodder for the mockery age. Okay, Jane Fonda is back in the fight. That's right. Jane Fonda has relaunched the Committee for the First Amendment, a movement that has history baked into its DNA. The original committee was founded in 1947 when her father, Henry Fonda, I met him, along with John Huston, Myrna Loy, William Wyler, and other Hollywood figures, stood up against the witch hunts of the McCarthy era. They said then what must be said again now. The First Amendment is not negotiable. And here we are again, 78 years later. The right to speak freely, to protest, to challenge power is under siege. So Jane Fonda has stepped forward to revive what her father and his generation helped to create. It is a direct line from the fight against blacklists in the 40s to the fight against authoritarianism today. This is not nostalgia. This is not symbolism. It is action. It is a call to artists, journalists, citizens, anyone who refuses to watch free speech get strangled while bullies smile. And yes, I joined this cause. I signed on because I believe in it. Because 3 times a week I sit here behind this microphone and do exactly what the First Amendment protects. I call out corruption. I call out lies. I tell the truth the way mainstream media too often refuses to. That is the beating heart of my podcast. And it is the heartbeat of this committee relaunched today by Jane Fonda. The hopeful part is this. We know silence is deadly. We have seen what happens when fear wins. But we also know that voices rising together can break walls. The bullies never count on courage. They never count on the refusal to shut up. This is about standing up, about linking arms across generations, from Henry Fonda 1947 to Jane Fonda 2025 today, to all of us in this moment saying enough. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to assemble, these belong to us. They are not favors from politicians. They are rights. We must defend, protect, and use. So while the headlines batter us with chaos and cruelty, here is something worth believing in. A movement not of anger, but of courage. Not of despair, but of determination. And if Jane Fonda at 87 years old is willing to pick up the torch her father once carried, then so am I. And so should you. Because when voices rise together, history listens. And right now, history is waiting for us. This is the WTF Wednesday edition, and I refuse to shrug. I refuse to scroll past. And if you're not screaming, what the fuck are they trying to get away with now? Then congratulations, you've just given them exactly what they wanted. Wake up, because the blueprint isn't coming, it's here. And it's aimed right at us. And now I've got to turn it back to you, the Wolfpack listeners, because this show isn't just me shouting into the void. I get it. Your life is busy. Guess what? So is mine. But I see a lot of you posting, replying, commenting in other places. So I know you've got a voice and you've got time when something hits you. I respect that. What I'm asking all of you again is simple. What would make you send some of that energy my way? This show is built for the Wolfpack. But I can't hear you if you don't email, text, or leave me a voice message. I've talked I'm the one always talking. Now it's time for you, the Wolfpack listener. You've got 2 ways to howl back. Email me, wolfpacktalks@gmail.com, or pick up the phone and call the toll-free 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail box, 833-399-9653. Don't overthink it. Just tell me what you feel. Tell me what you think. 1 line, 1 sentence, 1 thought. It matters, because this show doesn't exist without you. Otherwise, I'm sitting in a room talking to myself, and frankly, that sucks. This has been A World Gone Mad, Wednesday's WTF edition. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf. I'll be back Friday, because someone has to say the shit that no one else will. And apparently, that job's mine. Until then, Wolfpack listeners, stay skeptical, stay focused, and most of all, stay hopeful.